Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to play Hopes and Dreams on guitar. But before we get into that, I have a couple things I want to mention beforehand. So first, I recently did a spider dance guitar tutorial, collaborating with another YouTuber. So I'll leave the link to that on screen or in the description if you want to go learn spider dance. Go check out his channel; he's really funny. Another thing is tabs, right? So I put tabs on all my videos. I just kind of I put them in the annotations. So if you're on a mobile device or something like that, then you can't see them, unfortunately. So um, I if you want the tabs and you're on a mobile device, you can send me a message on Facebook or something. Just tell me your email address and tell me you want the tabs, and I'll send them to you through email. So I hope that helps. I don't know how else to do it, honestly. But anyway, back to Hopes and Dreams. So this is a pretty long song. It's like 5 minutes long. It's longer than the other Undertale songs by far. But we're gonna get through it. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the song starts like this. That sort of idea. So the first note is on the 3rd fret of the D string. And then the next note is on the 6th fret of the B string. So we're skipping a string here. So then the next note is on the G string, 5th fret. So, alright, and then the next part, the 3rd fret on the G string, so on the G string. So 3rd fret on the G string, back up to 6th fret of the B string, and then back down to 3rd fret of the D string. So, alright, then the next part is. So I do a slide here just because I think it sounds cool. So I slide anywhere on the 1st or 2nd fret, doesn't matter, up to the 3rd fret of the B string. So, and then 6th fret of the B string, and then that would be 5th fret of the high E string, and then like that. So I kind of move my hand so I have my pinky available to hit that note later. And this would be 6-5 on the high E string, 6 on the B string, and then 7 on the G string. Alright, so the whole thing is like this. Alright, so after you can do that, it just repeats twice, so you do it again, it's the exact same thing. But on the second time you do it, you're going to want to cut this last note short because you have this run. So yeah, it's the exact same thing. Once you get to this part of the second time, as soon as you hit this last note, get ready to do this run. So this is just, so it would be 6-5 on the high E string, 6-3 on the B string, and then 5-3 on the G string, and then to end it, it would just be 3 on the D string. So you have this finger rolling thing. So and that leads into the next part. Okay, here's part 2. Alright, so what I just played, that's how part 2 starts. You'll notice that it's very similar to part 1. All the notes are the same. The only difference is I'm playing 16th notes instead of just the... I'm just doing... It's just, the whole thing is the same, so you don't have to worry about it. It's all the same, so 3 on the D string, 6 on the B string, 5 on the G string, it's the same. So yeah, it's all the same. You just do that twice with a 16th note pattern, so... I'm just picking up and down, so... It's not that bad. I think it goes a little bit faster than what I'm doing, but it's not that bad, so... After you do that twice, it goes into this riff. So that is just start on the 3rd fret of the D string, and then that would be 3 on the G string, 5 on the G string, 3 on the G string, and then you do that again, so 3 on the D string, 3 on the G string, 5, 3, and then this 3rd time. So that would be 3 on the G string, on the D string, and then you hit it twice, so. And So then that is just 3, 5, 3 on the G string. Then so on the B string that would be 4, 3, then 4, 3 again, then 5, 3 on the G string. So the whole thing is like this. And that whole thing I just played, you're going to want to do that 4 times. Okay, here's part 3. Yeah, it just repeats that a bunch of times. So you start out on the 6th fret of the B string, and then go over to the 3rd fret of the G string. And I like to do a hammer on here. You can just, I think it's better to add the hammer on, so it's like, it sounds more powerful, and I think it sounds cooler. So you just hammer on to the 5th fret of the G string, and go back to the 3rd fret of the G string, like that. So, okay, yeah. After that, hit the 3rd fret of the D string, go back up to the 3rd fret of the G string, and then, okay, this is kind of hard, so hit the 5th fret of the G string with this finger. Then you have a pull off from 7 on the G string, 5 on the G string, to 3 on the G string. So it's like that. So sounds like that. The next part is, so that part starts on the 3rd fret of the D string, then 3 on the G string, 5 on the G string, then hit 4 on the B string, so like that. And that's just hammer on and pull off from 3 to 4 on the B string, and then land on 5 of the G string, and then 3 on the G string, 3 on the D string. So this whole thing slowly. Alright, so this melody happens a lot in this song, so remember it. And it's just the same thing 4 times, so if you can do it once, you can do it 4 times, and then comes the next part. Okay, so here's part 4. Alright, this is everyone's favorite part. So, start on the 3rd fret of the G string, and hit it twice, so, yeah, then 5 and 7 on the G string, like that, and then go back to the 3rd fret, like that. So this next part, start on the 5th fret of the G string, and you're going to want to hit it twice, go up to 7th fret of the G string, It's all on the same string. And then as soon as you get to 7, go 5, 3. On the same string still, so. Like that, and then you want to go up here. So, yeah, okay, so 7 on the G string, hit it twice. Go 7, 8, 10, so like that. This is the part where you change the strings, so this is just 11 on the B string to 8 on the B string, and then end on 10th fret of the G string. Like that, so this whole thing slowly. Just like that. Okay, so you do this 4 times in total, where there's a slight difference between the first and second time. So this is the first time. And the second time is just the exact same thing up to the last note. So that's the second time. So the only difference is instead of going, you just end on a different note. So you end on 10th fret of the D string, or sorry, 8th fret of the D string the second time. Yeah, that's 8th fret of the D string. That's what you end on the second time. And since you're doing it 4 times, the third time you just do what you did the first time and end here. So that was the third time, exactly the same as the first time. Then the fourth time you do the exact same thing as the second time, so you end here. And that's the fourth time, which is the same as the second time. And yeah, that's the whole part. Okay, so this would be part 5. Alright, so you'll notice that this is very similar to part 3. The biggest change is that it's now in a different key. So part 3 was in this region of the 3rd fret to the 6th fret. From there, everything's moved up 1 fret. So all the notes are the same, just everything is moved up 1 fret from before. So now you have, that's the 7th fret to the 4th fret, and on to the 6th fret of the G string. Everything is exactly the same as before, but I'm still going to run through the fingering. So again, that would be 7th fret on the B string to 4th fret on the G string, and on to 6th fret on the G string, back to 4th fret on the G string. So that would be 4th fret on the D string to 4th fret on the G string, and then this time would be 6th fret on the G string, and that pull off is 8, 6, 4 on the G string. So, and next would be, so that'd be 4th fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G string, 6th fret on the G string, and that's 5th fret on the B string. Then you have a little hammer-on pull-off thing from 4th, 5th, back to 4th fret on the B string to 6th fret on the G string. Then 4th fret on the G string to 4th fret on the D string. So we've done this all before, it's just 1 fret higher than before, so. Just like that. Then the second time you do this new 1 fret higher sort of deal. It changes even more from the last time we did it. So and that's just like a little harmony thing that it does that we didn't do before when we were playing it in the other key. So that's all the same. So this is the second time we're doing this. Then when you get to this part, 4th fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G string, do a little slide up to the 7th fret of the high E string. And so 7th fret on the high E string, 6th fret on the same string, and then 7th fret on the B string. Like that. And then that would be 4th fret on the B string, 6th and 4th frets on the G string, then back up to the 6th fret, and then back down to the 4th fret, and then end on the 4th fret of the next string down, which is the D string. Like that. So that's kind of an alternate ending to the phrase from before. So instead of, now you have, and that only appears on the 2nd and 4th time of doing this new the new key. So I'll play the whole 4 times that we do this. So yeah, as you can see, the 2nd and 4th times I added the little harmony part up there. So yeah, that's the whole section. Okay, so here's part 6. The whole part is kind of like that. So this is the part where it slows down a little bit. So it starts out on the 7th fret of the B string. I kind of like to slide up to it. And you hit that 5 times, so that's 5 times in that rhythm. Then you go to the 5th fret of the B string, down to the 4th fret, and back up to the 5th fret. So then slide back up to the 7th fret. And with your finger under it, hit the E string on the 7th fret. So, and then go back to the B string on the 7th fret. So, just like that. And then you do it again. So that's all the same. You just do slide back up to the 7th fret of the B string, hit it 5 times, 5, 4, 5, it's just the same thing. But this time, slide up to the 7th fret of the B string and be ready to go to the 6th fret of the G string. And then hit the 8th fret of the D string, so then end it on the 9th fret of the D string. So altogether we have alright, now we're just gonna do the same thing, kind of. So do that part again. And then this next part is slide up to the 7th fret of the B string again. It's all the same. And you get up here, and be ready to do this part. So that's just 7 on the E string, 6 on the E string, and back to 7 on the E string, and hold it. So everything we have so far. Alright, but it's not done yet. You're going to want to do that part again, so do that part again, and do this other part again. So you do that whole part twice with them. So I'm just going to play this whole part so far. Alright, so that's that part. And then next, okay, so you're going to jump down to the 8th fret on the G string. Hit it 4 times, so 1, 2, and then 2 more times after that, so I guess it's 6 times. Alright, and then that would be 6th fret on the G string, 4th fret on the G string, and then hit this note, which is 6th fret on the D string. So, right? Then slide back up to the the 8th fret of the G string, and hit it 5 times. And then that would be 6th fret on the G string to 8th fret on the G string. Then we want to go to the B string, 7th fret to 9th fret. And just hold out that note. So this whole little section is. Okay, so here's part 7. Alright, so it goes kind of like that. So the first note you want to hit is the 4th fret of the D string. And then move up to the 7th fret of the B string. And that's the 6th fret of the G string. So that's the 4th fret of the G string. Right? So you want to do a slide up to the 7th fret on the B string, and then 9th fret back to 7th fret on the B string. And then hit this note, which is 8 on the G string. And then, so that is just 6th fret on the G string. And then you have this pull-off slide kind of deal. So that note, 6th fret on the G string, and then pull off from 8 to 6 on the G string, and then slide down to the 4th fret on the same string. Like that. So this is what we have so far. Alright. Okay, that's the next part. So just hit this 4th fret on the G string twice, and then go 6, 8th fret on the G string, and then go back down to the 4th fret on the G string. like that, and then so you hit this 6th fret on the G string twice, then hit this 8th fret on the G string, and now you have a hammer-on pull-off thing. So that's a hammer-on pull-off from 6 to 8, back to 6 on the G string. Keep that pull-off going to the 4th fret. So, and you end on the 4th fret. So, like that. Then this next part. Okay, so start on the 7th fret of the G string. So that is 7th fret on the G string, 6th fret on the G string, and then 7th fret on the D string. Like that. And after that, you just go 6th fret on the G string, 4th fret on the G string, and back up to 6th fret on the G string. So just like that. So the whole thing is. And after you do that, you just do it again. So you do that whole thing twice. Alright? So the whole thing twice. And after that, you get to this part. So that is on the D string, 4th fret. So yeah, this kind of shape. So 4th fret D string, 4th fret G string, and then 6th fret G string. And you do that twice. So like that. And then you do a similar thing with it's all the same, just one note is different. That would be 5th fret on the D string. So you still have 4 to 6 on the G string. You do that twice. So far you have like that, and you slide way up to the 9th fret on the D string, and immediately hit this 8th fret on the G string. You have a slide from 6 down to 4 on the G string. Like that, and then you have this same hammer-on pull-off thing from earlier, which is just 6, 8, 6, 4. Just like that. And then that's to end it. It's just 4 on the D string to 6 on the D string. So this whole part so far is. Then you go back to this part. And that's the same thing that we did just a second ago. And you do that whole chunk twice too. So now I'm gonna play this whole part. So. Alright, so that's one time. That's twice, and then you move on to the next part. So. Alright, that's once I kind of messed up, but then you do it again. So. Okay, so after you do all that, you're ready to move on to the next part. Okay, so this is part 8, and I'm thinking this is going to be the final part, because after this, it's just stuff we've already done. It just repeats stuff we've done previously. So this part, it's this nice clean part where things kind of calm down, and you get these really nice bells. So I thought it'd be cool to switch to the neck pickup. I don't know if you can see that. And just do everything an octave higher. So that's just the same thing as down here that we've already done. But it's just up the neck an octave higher. So the first note is this 17th fret on the B string. And then you have, oh sorry, yeah, that's the 19th fret on the B string, my bad. So you have this 19th fret on the B string, followed by the 16th fret on the G string. This hammer on from 16 to 18 on the G string. Back to 16th fret on the G string. Then you have 16th fret on the D string, followed by 16th fret again on the G string. Then you have, so that up here is let's see, a hammer on from a hammer on from 18 to 20 on the G string, and then back a pull off from 20 back to 18 back to 16. So like that. Okay. And then, so you have 16th fret on the D string. Then that's 16 to 18 on the G string. And then you have 17 on the B string. Then this hammer on pull off from 16 to 17 back to 16 on the B string. Then back to 18 on the G string. Yeah, okay. Like that, and then you have 16 on the G string and 16 on the D string. So this whole thing. And you just do that 4 times in a row. And yeah, it sounds really nice. So I think that's the whole thing. After that, it just goes back down. You can switch back to pickup. It's the thing we already did, and it does that a bunch of times. So yeah, from here it just repeats everything you've already done. I think it does that, and then it goes back into the oh well, you can figure it out. I've already taught you all the parts. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Thanks for watching.